Hello and good evening for this Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023. We've just finished watching episode 9 of Big Brother 25, the week 3 POV episode. I'm Dave Mader, joined here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitch with Jaemeel Robinson.
Hello, everyone. Contrary to people's belief, I actually have more than one job, right? And sometimes I can only do one of them really well.
You're quite the multitasker, Jaemeel. And of course, we have our Wednesday correspondent for competitions. We have Josh Foster coming in with us right off the heels of a fantasy football draft.
Oh, I'm actually in the midst of fantasy football draft. It's and I was talking about another league, on the phone call with another one. So it's madness right now. This is my busy season, if you will, for my interests.
August Madness.
My biggest interest, if you will. Sorry,
Are you in the midst of drafting right now?
Yeah. It's actually it's called a slow draft, so you can actually set a pick for up to 24 hours. So I had it at work today, and what I did was I was really busy, so I didn't want to make my pick rationally because it's a dynasty league, so it carries over to year. And I took about 7 hours to pick today, so that was fun.
Okay.
But but since I've picked, there's been about like 7 or 8 more picks. So I'm just really slow.
Okay.
We already got a live stream question here coming at you, Foster, straight off the heels, coming to you from Newfoundland. People want to know, did you see the Challenge USA yet this season?
No, I still haven't. I honestly haven't seen any of the spin-off shows of the main challenge. I'm finding that with kind of the way that I'm kind of operating right now, I'm not watching the challenge live as it's airing. So I'm catching up later on, and I'm not really up to date with all the good stuff, if you will, right? But other than the main show, so what teams in NFL? Well, I'm wearing the hat, Sam, but that's a good question.
For the audio listeners, they can't see your hat.
Oh well, New England Patriots is the football NFL team, and CFL. I guess we'll do Tiger Cats because they're close.
Just because you don't have a favorite team that you cheer for week to week, that you don't live and die for,
Well, yeah,
CFL is faster.
My brother Rich thinks the CFL is inferior, and a lot of football fans.
No, I don't think that's the case. I just think that with the way that the NFL is structured and built, it's not just about the marketing and everything, right? Because that obviously can play a huge factor, right? But they have the necessary means to facilitate the top athletes in the sport, because it's not about the rules. I'm not talking about the rules and the difference in that, right? I'm talking about the platform at which they're able to present it, and the NFL is much superior in that sense.
I'm just saying, Doug Flutie is in the Hall of Fame for the CFL. The NFL has yet to recognize the greatness that is Doug Flutie. So that's a knock against NFL. That was Buffalo specific. So I'm just saying, Foster, the facts don't lie.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
Did he win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Right?
But I think he. But
he
was good.
That's why that's
how many Grey Cups has Tom Brady won? Zero.
This is
true. Imagine if he played, or just imagine if a Patrick Mahomes played in the NFL or the CFL right now.
Get wrecked. He'll get wrecked by a plumber.
Guys, we got to get back on track here. We're 4 minutes into this podcast, and we're here to tell.
I blame Sam. Sam, you started with that USA challenge, and you got me going on.
We got things going. We got a debate here between CFL and NFL.
Thank you, Dave, for getting us back on track.
Big Brother 25, guys. Week 3 POV, guys. A lot happened tonight. A lot's going on in this game. Foster, we're checking in with you on Wednesdays, and here we have this Heisem backdoor that's been seen through here. He goes up, nominated by his own alliance and a member, Felicia. As Jag pulls himself down in this episode from nomination, so it's Heisem and Cameron going into tomorrow night, and let's
get Foster's thoughts on he's our challenge expert. So Foster, how did you feel about the head of household competition last week on Thursday? Was it as gripping and entertaining?
On Sunday, wasn't it?
On Sunday, sorry. It was done on Thursday, but it was aired on Sunday. Please, what were your opinions about that amazing golf challenge?
Well, thankfully, I did watch I did catch up on the last episode for the most part, right? So I saw the recap of that, and I saw that challenge. I mean, and I think that the decorous, interesting choices. I think that it was very random. There was no skill or luck involved, and that they were very fortunate that Felicia won, because I think that was probably their top 3 outcome.
Okay, but did you like the challenge itself?
I mean, I do, but I do, and I don't know. It's just, I like it because the only aspect I like about it is it's random, right? Like anybody can win. Right. And it's not necessarily like it's about what it's about or the difficulty of it. It's more of just how the result comes about, if you will. Right. So I kind of look at it in that aspect. So I don't want to kind of knock it down too much because it's something different. But why, Jaemeel? You got something to say?
No. As someone who appreciates the physical skill that can be displayed and ingenuity and the savviness of a player in many of these competitions, one who appreciates that, to see a game of chance occur. I just wonder your thoughts about it. What about tonight's competition? We'll talk more about it, Dave, when we get to it. But Foster, please, I would like that type of analysis as well for tonight when we get to it, please, Foster.
Okay, yes. we're not skipping ahead to that part.
No. We can start from let's finish the recap of Sunday. How about we do that, right? Because Felicia wins, right? And then obviously immediately it seems that, because then obviously they kind of build into this in this episode today, right? And I was watching it on Sunday's episode, was that like Heisem is just completely unaware. Like he's really inside himself, right? Like he's full of himself, right? Like he's just very much about, I see it all, and I just need to push people in the right direction, which is my way, and it's gonna go fine, right? But like it's he's worrying about the wrong things, and it's interesting that he doesn't pick up on the like his social cues, right? Because there's no one's giving him any indication that he's going on the block, right? So
no. Well, okay. At the end of the episode tonight,
it's shocking, isn't it? It's shocking.
It's shocking. So here's the thing: he was told repeatedly, and it didn't necessarily show it consistently. I shouldn't say show it at all. That people went to him and tried to talk to him about his social cues, about how like he needs to listen and not impose his will on people. There's one thing when you're HOH, but even before that, he was doing this, and people just got fed up, right? Like Heisem, I know we're going to talk about this more at the end of this episode, but Heisem is like, he's great at challenges. He's smart. He's charismatic. He's extremely loyal.
Great dancer.
Great dancer. You can have all these pieces to make this puzzle of a player, but if you're unable to really lock down the social aspect of it, where people are there for you and you're there for people and able to communicate it properly, it's all for naught. It is all for naught that we're seeing.
Yeah, I agree, and his social game has been bad. Whether he understands that or not is sort of to be seen. We got other Super Mater brother coming in, Jeff.
Yeah, brothers!
Yes.
Brothers!
Where's that one? I need it.
We are brothers! With Jeff showing up more, you're gonna have to have it on, like, you gotta be ready for it.
I better be ready. You're right. I need to get that set up, Jaemeel.
Yes.
I don't have that.
You don't have that.
I don't have that on the. I have to go to the Star Trek board for that, so that's why. It takes me a second.
So, Jeff, do you have any thoughts about Heisem as a player at this point?
Yeah, he's really bad. That's my thoughts. He's a really bad player. Like Felicia said, he was a good player at the end of the episode. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not a king. He's like a pawn at best. Like he's very unaware. He's very socially unaware of how he comes across to other people.
Yeah.
I feel so safe with Felicia.
At the end of the day, Big Brother, unlike Survivor, really, really, really focuses on the social side of things. And if you can't have enough of that ability, that social ability, you are, you're just this big, chunk of rock that's going to be, carried along by your team until you're too much weight and you're kicked off, right? And that's what we're seeing, really what happens here, right? Survivor, you can pull yourself to the end just by winning out at a certain point, right? Big Brother isn't necessarily built that way. If you don't have that social capital, you can't do it. You can't really do it.
Yeah, that's so true because like he's playing Survivor. That's what I noticed from him. It's like he it's very much like, look at the strong people, get rid of them, and
this is the tribe we have.
Yeah, this is my alliance, and it's never changing.
Unless it will, because he seems to be flip-flopping in that sense, and that's kind of what starts out the episode tonight, because he's having like this conversation with Blue early on in the episode, and like she's crying to him and pretending, but we're getting like these DR sessions where she's like she's playing him because she's in on this backdoor plan. Everybody kind of wants Heisem to get his comeuppance, it feels like, and how this is going to play out.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, no, I don't think anybody even likes him in the house. Like he doesn't really have an ally.
Well, I think that's a little bit too far. I think people like him to an extent, right? To an extent in terms of like, you'd hear people talk about someone and be very pleasant about someone. Oh, he's nice, or he's a nice guy, or he's very friendly, but you wouldn't necessarily like want to be around this person for long periods of time, even though you use all those pleasantries. We see it and we do it all the time in society, right? The person's perfectly fine until we have to spend a lengthy period of time, right? And that's the deal with Tyson.
I want to get to the whole stuff with Nicole, which I really enjoyed, because she has to live with these people, but she clearly is kind of over it as well. And who can blame her? Okay, so there was this whole thing. And we'll come back to Heisem because it kind of really finishes off this episode, but it kind of starts with this whole plan to get Heisem, that the two nominees in Cameron and Jag aren't really Felicia's final form, although they're both expendable, clearly. Also, we get this kind of whole segment here in the episode with Corey dressing up in the pink top and doing some, I don't know, striptease moves. Guys, what's your reactions?
Foster, what do you feel about this?
Well, I think that it was, in 2023, I think that it's completely acceptable, Jaemeel. Very well done.
Well, no, nobody will say anything except all of his friends when he gets home.
Well,
what will his brother say about this, Jeff?
How tight it is.
He will blow it up into a giant poster size and probably put it in his room when he gets home. Like that's what you do.
And then Corey will wipe his tears on all the money he made during the show. Lasted longer than 1 week.
His brother Zach?
Yes.
Yeah. He's looking at Zach right there.
You have such a better chance of lasting longer, though, in Big Brother than you do in Survivor. Survivor is like rapid fire Russian roulette.
Yeah. But at the same time, you kind of see the playbook that Corey is working with. There was individual 2 years ago who won Big Brother Canada with a very similar strategic / comedic, kind of focus.
Who's that?
Who won Big Brother 10?
Dan?
No.
Sorry, Big Brother 11. Big Brother 11.
No,
10's
10.
Dan.
10. You're talking about 10, right?
Because this year was 11, right?
This year was 11. So you mean last year?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you know,
So
Canada.
yeah, Big Brother Canada.
It was Kevin.
Kevin, yes,
Right.
Same type of strategic, comedic type of focus.
You're comparing. So you're comparing him to Kevin.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the winter, and the winter loves me. I'm a winter baby in the winter, winter baby in the winter. Who says it's spring when we can have snow?
What?
Baby.
It's a notch down on the Big Brother Canada, Josh. Yeah.
I met him. I met him at the party, guys. He grabbed my phone and took 10 selfies.
Yes, but
nice.
you see the elements there, right? Where people are confiding in him. He's a joke, right? Or people like him because he's willing to make fun of himself. But we all know that he does have some strategic mindset, and he is really one of the better players in this game.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay, what else, guys, happened in this episode? So there was a lot here with Nicole. We kind of mentioned her in the pantry, just kind of talking to herself in these segments where she's just, kind of over dealing with these people. I was kind of like, I'm with you. She's like, why are you crying all the time? What's this? You cry every day. She's like reacting to Izzy, it seems like, but others as well. And
she does this all the time. That is her safe space. She just goes there. People online get excited when she hits the pantry because this isn't a new thing. Especially dealing with Izzy, she is just beyond frustrated with this woman. So much so.
Right. See her, Izzy's just crying in the bathroom and entice him.
Izzy seems like a lot, like just to be around as far as in the house, like and that's just from the show. I'm not watching all the live feeds or anything, but like it just seems like she's very like kind of like the same energy as Heisem, but just happens to be on the better side of the numbers, or the better side of the house.
She just happens to know a secret that makes her
right.
Indentured like to Suri. Suri kind of got stuck with Izzy. I don't know if Suri would have chosen to work with Izzy. Probably not.
No.
Right. So this kind of, but because she was able, this whole Jared thing was she called it out in the instant it happened. From there on, her and Izzy have sort of been locked together.
Yeah. And Jared is like, if Jared had a chance, he would get rid of this woman so quickly. So quickly. He's tired of her.
His own mom?
No, of Izzy.
Oh, of Izzy.
Yeah,
yeah. Look, he ain't in love with no Blue.
Yeah. Well, did we skip over that part? Because was that earlier in the episode where we had the whole Blue? Yeah, it was. I guess that started off the episode with Blue and Jared kind of getting on like and Suri sort of creepily in the background, not happy with what it's doing for his game. What's your reaction, guys, to this whole thing?
I thought it was, once again, it was like so convenient that they were out there and Serena's happened to be over there with the eye, looking over, being like, what you doing over there, son?
Come on. That is the most believable thing because she probably knows her son. Right? And she's like, he's been spending a lot of time with this Blue. He's probably going to mess up everything. I have to keep an eye on this boy. Like,
she doesn't care about his love life. She cares about the game.
Yeah.
Sam asking, he loves the resurrection. He's asking also, what was Kevin like? Funny. Kind of exactly like he was on the show.
Yeah.
Kind of...
in our limited experience in terms of seeing a lot of the Big Brother alumni, Big Brother Canada alumni more than anything.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed very genuine to how they were on the show.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to put on a fake persona in this game. Like
in Big Brother, in Survivor, I can get it. Like you can be sort of this character on the show, especially depending on what edit you get. Yeah. Big Brother, it's you're everything about you is out there one way or another by the end of the season, right? So,
but you're just you're in there. You're presenting yourself in like not only in the diary room but also in the house to other people, and it's like everybody's watching it all the time. Whereas in Survivor, you're right, like the edit matters a lot because. Like a Russell Hantz, for instance, like the way he was edited, makes you think a certain thing about him or Boston Rob or whoever. Mm-hmm. And to meet them in real person, in real play, in real life, you might kind of be like, oh, that's not kind of how I perceived him being, or whoever.
From what people have said about Russell is he was presented as this ultimate bad guy, twirling his mustache every chance he got. Right. And with the amount of content that you've seen Russell is that, but he also has a very sensitive side, and you can understand why he does a lot of things because he wants to win so badly, and it means so much to him to win, as opposed to the very cocky persona that he had especially the first season.
Yeah.
So yes, I think more than anything, if you thought someone was creepy on Big Brother, chances are they were.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's harder to hide that out, yeah. But here's Suri's face there.
It's a good meme.
Yeah, that should be a new meme. Just
when you eat my Twinkies, like kind
of. Well, Jared, if you want to experience a new freedom, you got to leave the house.
Yeah. Well, Amanda was saying, is it true? I don't know if you know, Jaemeel, but like, does Jared have a girlfriend on the outside of the house?
So this is hilarious. This is actually hilarious. So both Blue and Jared have significant others back home, right? Jared foolishly put his significant other in charge of his socials. So enjoy that piece of content whenever you get a chance to, when he's actively pursuing Blue on live feeds, right?
Okay, yeah. Like imagine, your girlfriend puts you in charge of their social media. They go in the house and then they start messing around with a guy, and then you're like, okay, but now I control your Twitter. What do you do with that power?
Formerly X. Sorry, formerly Twitter, now X.
Assuming, you're breaking it off, but do you just leave the keys on the table and walk out the door, or do you get some revenge? What's the right thing?
Foster, what would you do?
I don't know what I would. I don't know what I would do, but it's almost like having your ex on the ring door camera still. Like still sticking around, still nosing in your business. It's just like it's not good. Not good.
It's not good at all. It's hilarious to me.
Sam's reporting that Jared was supposed to be on Survivor David versus Goliath. I wonder what he would have been a David or a Goliath. Which one?
And he got replaced by Davey.
So he must have been, because Davey was on the David tribe, right?
I remember Davey.
Yeah, Jeff, you immediately knew it by the way I said it.
Davey. Yeah,
he was a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally in the Jared vein.
Okay, but as a Big Brother player, I'm not really feeling Jared. Okay, like so far,
I feel like he's only on the show because of who his mom is.
Suri is the star of this show. He is barely like in her orbit. It feels like.
So Jared is an important piece of Suri's game, though. That's the thing. But Jared, as a person on the show, comes across extremely bad or problematic, I guess is the way it's saying.
Do you know what I find with Jared? I feel like Jared is like the Daniel Donato to Suri's evil dick. Like I get the same vibes that like, I was never a big fan of Danielle Donato. I thought she wasn't a very good player, and she just kind of cruised because her dad bullied everybody. And you know what I mean? And I feel like Jared's gonna get the same thing here. Is Suri's gonna protect him up to a certain point? I don't think he'll make it to the end with Suri.
I don't think he's making it to the end.
Yeah,
I think Suri is gonna. She's like, it's like, oh, Mom, we made it, and it's like, no, I made it, and throws him off of Pride Rock.
When he smiles at her, even this image we have up on the screen, I like, hey, like I see Suri, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's the fact that these people live together all the time. It's still like I would be like, are you two related and don't know it? You know,
if it was father son or mother daughter, it might be a little easier, you know, because you might see the resemblance a bit clearer, you know. But
is it to me the only reason I think outside of Izzy figuring it out is McCole is probably face blind, and everyone else is probably afraid to say, "Are you two related?" because it might come across as being racist.
right.
That's my honest to God opinion, because to me it is just too obvious. I'm like,
does Felicia know?
No, I don't think Felicia cares.
Okay, but Felicia doesn't know the secret, right? But she can't put this together either. Okay, so but yeah, she's maybe not looking for it. Fair enough. Whatever. Not everybody's got a thing for faces, I guess. But you know, but they asked Riley, you know, and last week when she was evicted, and she had no idea. Like it was a big surprise to her. Whoever gets, I guess, if it's Heisem getting evicted tomorrow, or even if it's Cameron,
Julie will tell him. You know, Julie will tell him.
Julie's like, do you know there's a secret relationship in the house? And then it'd be a big thing.
He'd be like, yeah, I know, Jared and Blue. And
Julie can't wait to tell them when they're out. Like, she's like, that's what she lives for. That's why she still does this job. She doesn't even collect a paycheck anymore. She just lives to tell them the twist of the season when they come out.
They just serve her tea and she just gets excited.
Yeah, she's like, I can't wait to tell these house guests when they come out that they don't know something. And I knew the whole time.
Problematic. I was quickly stating problematic things about Jared. You know, someone's problematic when a guy does not refer to women as women; they refer to them as females.
Right.
And you're not Ferengi. That's
right.
Female. He does that all the time.
Would it be funny if he walked out the DR room and he was like, "Oh, what are you wearing? Take those clothes off."
Yeah. Have some decency. Yeah.
Well, Corey has kind of trying to make inwards relationships with America, but not really like a relationship. So as Jared is trying to get with Blue, right? He sees like a kindred spirit in Corey with America, but Corey has stated that he's not looking to get into anything with America, especially on screen, and that really turned Jared off on Corey.
World domination by a female.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, it's a red flag if it's a red. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sam has a message saying Corey better not get with America. Sam, you have absolutely nothing to worry about with Corey, because even if he did get with America, i.e., develop feelings, one, she's supposedly too old for him, and he's in college, so he has no interest. And two,
and Sam's younger than Corey.
Yeah, and two, he's not looking to get any type of physical with individuals while on the show.
Why are all his girls, whether it be Riley or America, all of Sam's crushes end up in these showmances?
Because Sam, you have a type, and your type aren't single for very long. Let's just put it that way.
I think that's your issue. Okay, guys, let's also just they dedicated quite a bit of time in this episode just to picking the veto players. Mostly it was just diarrhea possessions telling us most people didn't want Heisem to get picked. There was also a lot, I guess, in the episode too here with like Red and Cameron and their friendship, even though they're not both in the same side of the house or alliance. But Red would like to bring Cameron over and replace Heisem in the alliance. Jeff, what was your reaction to all that?
When Red was trying to bring in Cameron?
Yeah. And like, because he gets word of, because they leave him out of the plan. Like the rest of the professors don't tell Red that we're thinking about going after Heisem because they think he's closer to Heisem. But then Red ends up finding out from Cameron more or less about this plan, because Felicia has told both Jag and Cameron and other people in the house that Heisem is the plan. They've told almost everybody but Red and Heisem. So Red eventually finds out, and then Red kind of plays it cool, quite frankly, I think, in terms of how his diary room sessions went and how he kind of approached Felicia and others in his alliance about, I thought was pretty well done, in terms of how it came across on the show.
Why do you think they didn't tell Red? It didn't seem like he was all that close to Heisem, but they say, is that true? Was he?
Jaemeel, do you have a sort of any insight into that? Why they saw Red and Heisem being closer?
Because Red is so distant and hangs out with Cameron so much, and Cameron's more involved. Red just seems distant from really the Professor's alliance in general. So he was always on the bottom in terms of information, and not really a key player in terms of like how Blue is and how Jag is. Like Bowie Jane wasn't really told immediately either, but was eventually informed, right? Because she's in Bye Bye Bitches.
Red's not even a Bye Bye Bitch.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. In terms of the Professors, he's on the periphery. So
yeah, he's on the outer layer. He's not in the core of that alliance. We get there. Corey is the only one who was actually picked out. The other two were house guest choice in Red and Izzy, who were picked for this challenge. So, Foster, let's talk about the actual challenge itself. Okay, well, who were these images, guys? Though, like on the walls here, like who's this with the antlers?
Isn't that what's his name from last year? What's his name? Poochie? Isn't that Poochie?
Is that Poochie?
And
this is Brittany, right? Is that what her name was? Like some of these like characters like sort of like fade in here. That's
the Meow Meow.
That's not Meow Meow, is it?
That's Meow Meow.
Is that Meow Meow?
That's that like 5 o'clock shadow. That's Meow Meow.
That's why he's got a cow. I mean, he's a cat. Sorry.
What's his real name?
Enzo.
Enzo.
Who's this?
Isn't that it was X's girlfriend? They did Amazing Race together.
Oh geez, I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about? Not Xavier. It's the Asian X. Oh, that's Cliff.
I know. I recognize Cliff. He was like a beaver.
Yeah, Cliff the beaver.
Right. And then they had to go through this radioactive ooze, and then they had to sit on a thing and get an egg to come out. It was quite a gross little challenge, guys. It looked quite difficult, especially here for Felicia, who I think we need in particular to focus on here.
Yes.
Because they had to kind of go through this goop. Here we go.
So why did they just call this an episode of Uh-Oh?
Yeah.
This is a Nickelodeon episode, honestly.
Right. Okay. Felicia crawling through this goop, though, was almost painful to watch. It was unnatural, guys. I thought
it's inspiring, Dave. It's inspiring. You know why? Because I know, without a shadow of a doubt, if I was ever on Big Brother, I would dominate. I would be better than her. I would so much better.
You feel like, okay, there's only so far you can go down now. Like there's here's oh no, here go back. When this came out under Felicia here, this was too much for me. Oh god. She looked like she literally just pushed that out. Like what? Oh.
Why did they have to give birth to eggs? This whole competition, I did not enjoy it.
It's so stupid. It's great.
Yeah. Foster, we need your attention for a minute here.
Sorry, I like I said, I'm doing like triple duty here. It's crazy. I
thought you have like 24 hours before you have to pick your draft pick.
I'm actually already on the clock again. Like it's crazy. Like I have to. Anyways.
Pick Patrick Mahomes.
He went third overall, actually.
You can never have too many kickers, is my philosophy.
Yes, kickers.
Kickers.
Yep, more kickers, the better.
I like kickers.
Yeah, just draft the entire Buffalo Bills team.
Yeah,
just
I know. Right?
Auto draft the Bills.
But for the challenge though, I actually did like it. in the sense, like in terms of the functionality of what it was like meant to do. Like it wasn't easy. It did take a little bit of strategy. And I think that Jag had the best one because he kind of was just like, because it was supposed to be like Humillaverse, right? So it was like he basically just put his head down and like did it really kind of subtly, right? Like just powered through it, and like he was really quick, right? Like he didn't really focus on the whole aspects of like the like the stickiness or the goop or the
aspects. I love it, Foster.
Well, like no, he's just powering through, right? Like he's just like all the stuff that's like meant to like throw you off. Like he's just like, no, I'm just here to compete and I'm just here to win, right? So, I did like it, and obviously, like obviously the full moon, if you will, right? That was a hilarious highlight by Corey.
When he was going on there, yeah, with Corey, and her laugh was really good.
He's gonna hear that forever when he takes a shower.
I feel like I need to put that on a loop. Hold on, let me see if that works today.
I love it.
Kind of works. Yeah. So okay. It was kind of gross. I thought the challenge in its imagery, I thought it would look difficult. Felicia was as bad of a performance as I have ever seen in any kind of a challenge, but it was kind of hilarious to see it just play out. Like we're like, get on your knees, stop trying to like slither through the goop. It's not going to work, Felicia.
Do you think Christmas, when she broke her leg, would do as poorly as Felicia did?
Christmas wanted it to a sprinting competition with a broken foot. Remember that?
Good times.
Yeah, that was something else. Jag ends up pulling himself off here, although Red was probably the closest competition here.
I think it was 4 behind at the end.
Yeah, so Jag wins pretty convincingly. It looked like it was, it looked like he really just grinded his way through that competition, really fought his way through. Good on him. And then we kind of come post veto. Oh, well, let's mention Jag's chicken costume, guys. And I don't even think it's like the most ridiculous chicken costume we've ever seen on the show.
No,
it's.
But it was funny to see a man with a giant beard wear it. I enjoyed that.
Wait, is he wearing his turban underneath that?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
that'd be so hot.
I figure.
Yeah, plus the beard.
Well, he's always got the beard. I mean, he's always got the turban too.
But now he's got a chicken costume and these chicken slippers.
Yeah,
and these raw McDonald's socks.
Do they have adequate like padding? Let's say if he has 0 arch, does it have arch support?
I don't think you get arch support in those. No, you're gonna have all that thing. Like there was like, I don't know. They tried to make some fun of it. They had him arm wrestling Matt.
They couldn't get the music clearance for Super Chicken theme song.
No. And then there was the whole thing here with Heisem, kind of like basically at the end of the episode where he's pushing Matt and Felicia's telling him what he wants to hear. She's telling him, "Oh, I'm going to put Blue as the replacement nominee," even though it's always been Heisem the entire week. But they're not going to tell him because they don't want to give him any chance here to like sort of come back. So, did you feel bad for Heisem at any point, guys?
No, not really, because he was so clueless.
Yeah, Jaemeel, any sympathy for Heisem in the blindsiding?
No, like I don't understand. I don't understand people. There are some people who are complaining. It's like, oh, they're being so mean to Heisem. No, they're not. Right? This is a case of a person who played too fast, too hard, and did not have enough social capital to protect himself. That's it at the end of the day. You can't just max out your stats in one category, right? Otherwise, you're gonna fall victim to this. It's the age-old rule. Same thing. Riley, she had an easy week supposedly, but she messed up in how she organized things. And you do that, especially at the beginning of the game. They're looking for any reason at all to get rid of people where they don't even have to think. They can just, oh, well, this person did this. This person put the toilet paper backwards. Let's get rid of this person. He put milk in a bowl first before pouring a cereal. The person's obviously a monster. We need to get rid of him. Don't social faux pas. Avoid them at all costs.
Yeah. Okay. And who? Okay. So who do you think's the worst player? A Big Brother player, Heisem or Riley?
Out of the two of them,
yeah.
I would say Heisem is.
Yeah, by far for me. I mean, I don't think Riley was a bad player. She just kind of was. She just was too new to the game and didn't quite know what to do yet.
Yeah.
Heisem, I think, was so overconfident. And, I don't think he would change anything. I think he thinks he's smarter than everybody.
If Heisem didn't win both veto and HOH, Riley's safe this week, right? No combination of that, of either happening, Riley was going to be gone. Riley wasn't, right? She was charismatic. She was okay at challenges, which that's all you really need, especially at the beginning, right? People genuinely liked her. It was Heisem and his agenda that was pushing for Riley's expulsion, Riley's eviction. Right? They were even Suri was trying to save Riley.
Right.
Okay.
But they gave up on that.
The only reason Riley's gone is because they were like, you know what? We don't want to move too quickly because we want to get rid of Heisem. It was more of a sin of Heisem that Riley.
It's more like to get rid of Heisem, we have to let him feel comfortable. So we have to sacrifice Riley now, and then we'll take him out next week, which is kind of seemingly what is going to happen here. You see, in particular, Izzy is salivating at the opportunity here to get rid of Heisem, sitting on him with him on the hammock and telling him that he's hugging her in the bathroom while Nicole is trying to whatever, not deal with them. She comes up here, she talks to Matt and to Felicia and others about how he wants Matt gone, and that and Sari's just like, oh, Mr. Heisem, he does not see this coming. He will be blindsided by all this. So and that's kind of what we get for the end of the episode, as a chicken man here takes himself off the block, guys.
I love it. I actually do like that costume.
It was a very formal meeting with the Chicken Man and with the little eyes and the beak and everything else. Yeah. And ultimately, let's have a look here at Heisem's face, because she's given this speech. She's like, I believe it was you, Heisem, who said, "Take down a king," or "Why you had a knight," and then. Yeah, here it's you. Now, does this get edited? Is there some kind of moment here that's edited out? Because let's have a look. Because it seems like he gets up, he goes across, and there's a cutaway here to a few other faces, and then it seemingly comes back. But that's where
something might have been said.
Yeah, we remember. Keep in mind, we don't get to see, even on live feeds, the entire ceremonies like that are. They're blocked. So if it was edited, we didn't see the unedited aspects of that.
I think I would be kind of scared of Heisem here, just those eyes are very intense.
Yes. It was mentioned that he was extremely intense, like watching people for this entire time.
Yeah.
Burning a hole through their souls.
Pretty much.
I'm going to make them feel so much guilt for what they have done.
Oh,
yeah. So
concerning.
Yeah, so Heisem's on the block, guys, and everyone but him is happy about it, pretty much. Is sort of the end of the episode. Is there any chance that the house is going to rally to save him?
Like I said, I don't think he has any friends in the house. So, no.
Well,
say why would we have to vote out Cameron? It's integral to this at this stage of the game that we vote out Cameron now.
So, okay, the only way Heisem could survive is if Cameron and Red continue because they are just absolutely screwing themselves out of the game.
Are they like being like what, a showman's almost?
No, they
A
are.
bromance?
They are actively putting together an alliance so noisily that everyone is practically aware of it, and it's like, well, we could just get rid of them. So Cameron and Red are creating an alliance called the Middlemen, right? And Corey was like talking to them about it and kind of trying to like ease them back, like, hey, you know, quiet down. Sure, I understand what you guys are doing, because they're one of the few people that are willing to like have plans to get rid of Suri, right?
Okay.
So like Corey is like trying to cultivate it because he needs someone to take a shot at Suri. He can't do it, right? But they're so obvious in their pairing, and then they said like, oh, we're gonna get Matt. And Corey's like, no, be careful with Matt. Matt is too like well involved with Jag and also with Suri. And Cameron's like, no, don't worry. I'm gonna get Matt. And then Matt comes into the room and Corey leaves. And then Cameron tries to get Matt, and Matt just kind of blows it off, but is like, when they're describing what their alliance is like, oh yeah, don't worry, we got Corey. So then, of course, Matt goes and tells people that Corey is working with Cameron and Red to make this middleman alliance. And Corey is like, you know, no, I have nothing to do with it. It looks bad on Corey himself. And, you know, even though because it's there, people are thinking, they're like, hey, maybe we need to get rid of Corey and Red sooner rather than later. You know, everyone's willing to get rid of Heisem at a drop of a hat, but you know,
Heisem could win HOH next. You can't. He's won too many competitions. He's too much of a comp threat in general. You can't. You have to vote him out.
I don't think you do. But you know why? Because he doesn't get along with anybody really.
Yeah.
As far as strategically goes. And so, like, for that reason alone, so that, like, you know, Cameron's close to Red, you know, like
close to him, but not a strategic mastermind. He's
easily need to be, though. They're together.
Yeah,
you know, like that's the thing is like, if either of them win, well, they're safe. Yeah. You know, like so that's two people that can win against Heisem's only one person. You know, so like I could see the argument.
Yeah.
Foster, what's your opinion? What should they vote out Heisem or should they vote out Cameron?
Oh, kick Heisem to the curb. He's had his time.
People like Heisem because he's so straightforward and blunt, and people
I like that at first.
Yeah, people like that in Big Brother because it's been so long that people just kind of say what they think, right? That's an old school Big Brother, like, you know, attitude that people have long missed. And I can understand why. But at the same time, the way the house is situated, Heisem has no prayer. A lot of these people have no prayers because with the different alliances, so someone was mentioning, I think it was who was it? Taron Armstrong, you know. He was saying that in the house, Suri is in an alliance with everyone in the house with the exception of one person.
Jared?
No.
Trick question.
America.
Oh.
America. So if that's your opposition, right? America, possibly Cameron and Red versus Heisem. You get rid of Heisem because the other three that are potential, you know, enemies of you, of State of Suri, they're nothing to worry about right now altogether. So obviously it makes sense to get rid of Heisem.
Get rid of Heisem. I think so. That's what I would do.
Dave, we got to start thinking about a post-Heisem world.
I don't know if I want to live in that world.
Can I live? Yeah. Can we? That's a world not even worth living in, is it? Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into the spoiler section if there is such a thing?
Do you have any spoilers?
Well, no, only you would. So if you've told us everything you know,
look, here's ultimately there's no spoilers. There's stuff that happens, mind you, but that'll be more of a conversation post this episode, post next episode, right? All you got to need to know is before the veto, there was an hour where things were up in the air, where the decisions were being changed, and there were conversations that were happening. Blue has a huge mouth and does not know how to play this game because someone will tell her something, and like for example, the situation with Cameron and Red happened. Corey talked to Blue. Blue gets up in front of everyone and goes, "Hey, Red, I need to talk to you," and pulls him aside. Right, so it looks obvious that Cameron, Corey, told her something, and it was about those two. Right, everyone keeps going back and forth as to what's happening. If it wasn't for Jared and Corey, Heisem probably wouldn't have went on the block. They kind of settled everyone down. Because, as I mentioned in the spoilers for Sunday, they were thinking about getting out to America. They were thinking about doing. Was it? I said America. They were thinking about Bowie Jane for a bit. You know, they kept going back and forth with a ton of things until everything settled down, and they went with Heisem. So even though things, are up in the air, Heisem is campaigning. He's still trying to survive. He's a dead man walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suri has solidified her situation, whereas she's in alliance with everyone, and she has so much redundancy that if someone starts talking about targeting her, she's gonna find out, whether it be from Blue, whether it be from Jared, whether it be from Corey, Izzy. There's enough people in all those different alliances that word will get back to her. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins tomorrow, post Heisem, because what happens if Cameron, wins, HOH? What happens if Jag, who was informed about the professors by Heisem, and is aware how Suri is so connected? What happens if Corey wins, who is realizing that his position in the game is being weakened because of the fake alliance with Jag and company is starting to look more real, right? He's becoming less of an important messenger, a piece for Suri, right? We're seeing all these elements in the game happening, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
It will be okay, but what happens if Heisem wins next HOH?
Post Heisem world, Dave.
No, but you're saying they're thinking about voting out Cameron. So
no. They were thinking about voting out Cameron.
They were thinking about everything.
They're not.
But it's not going to happen. Okay. So do you think we'll get an HOH competition tomorrow? Do you think we'll get that on the Thursday episode?
It has to start.
Has to start. Oh, pressure cooker. Oh yeah, we haven't really talked about that. Just how excited are you?
The pressure cooker competition.
I'm super excited.
Right. About time.
But
what is it again? Can you explain it to us again?
Okay.
You hold the button.
Yeah, basically that's it. You hold the button, and whoever lasts longest wins HOH.
Does everyone have their own button?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And you're in a box.
That's why it's a pressure cooker.
Pressure cooker, yeah. So
that doesn't sound exciting.
It can be, especially when you have volatile elements. You need volatile elements in it.
It's a little.
Foster, how excited are you to see the return of the pressure cooker?
I'm excited to see the pressure cooker for the first time, Dave. So,
but are you excited just based on the description?
It sounds like if there's like snakes involved and like or some sort of like in the box with them, or it's like
now you're talking
up to their neck. You know, one's filled with sand up to their neck. One's
quicksand.
One's got a lava floor. That'd be really cool. You know,
floor is lava. I like it.
So they have to like go on
lasers.
The side.
Sharks with lasers.
Sharks with freaking lasers attached to their heads.
You know, it's about time they stepped up their game a little bit, you know, because with all this, they're in the multiverse now. They can do whatever they want. Sharks with lasers sounds great to me.
This isn't the challenge, you know.
The challenge is too serious, unfortunately. Big Brother is a little more goofy.
Yeah, if you had your way, you would have a hallway where you would have to rush past a lineman as the challenge. I remember that description,
I would absolutely get destroyed on the challenge. I would not last more than 2 weeks.
Well, I think you would do fine. Why? Alyssa did okay, so why not you? So, all right, guys. Well, final thoughts. Any? A couple comments here. Jeff, do not be dissing Danny Donato. Was one call out here.
Sam, come on. Don't come on, Sam. Don't be like really a Danny Donato fan. Of course you are.
Yeah.
Is that she? I was talking about her game, not necessarily her.
Jared apparently is the new Danny Donato.
That's what Jeff was saying.
Yeah.
Wait. Hidden behind a parent for the first time.
I thought it was a good comparison. Thank you, Sam.
I don't know if Jared's going to get a second time after this, honestly.
Well, at least you had. So let's go with that. Okay. Well, guys, thanks for being with us tonight. Catch with us up tomorrow when we talk about the live eviction result, where almost certainly Heisem will be going. And we'll see if we get to the beginning of the pressure cooker, probably not the end of it. But at least we'll get that preview, and we'll see whatever else might have happened between tonight and today and whenever that last episode or this episode, I guess, left off of. If you didn't know, we have had other podcasts here on the channel, including Survivor, Big Brother Canada, and we also talk about Marvel projects like the MCU. The most recent installment was the Secret Invasion review we did. We are a part of a federation of podcasts, which has all kinds of great podcasters, myself, Jaemeel, Jeff, and others, across a litany of channels like Live Long and Podcast, a Star Trek themed channel that we do all kinds of great shows on. Trivial Debates, which we have a show coming up this Sunday, an office themed episode over on that channel. Where we got 3 contestants competing for glory with a host. Eamon on Track, a music podcast hosted by my son Eamon, where he reviews music albums. The Hellbound podcast, which is a horror themed podcast by Alex Blackburn and Michael Chan, that comes out usually on Wednesdays. The horror. X-Rated, the X-Men the Anime Review Show with Davan, Skelhorn, Andre Mayette, comes out Tuesdays, talk about those episodes, and they've had interviews with the creators, the executive producers, a lot of the cast. Most recently, the voice of Nightcrawler was on their podcast. Go check that out. Graphic Histories podcast with Andre Mayette, who's the co-host of that podcast. He has his own separate audio podcast where he interviews people from all kinds of facets of entertainment, whether it be comic books, movies, TV, makeup artists, all kinds of interesting folk. Hold Up is a movie podcast, comes out usually on Wednesdays. We're supposed to have Jeff tonight. What happened, Jeff?
Apparently Murphy couldn't make it, so we are rescheduling till Friday.
You're doing it Friday. Talking about time travel movies now, but that allowed you to be here with us tonight instead.
Yes, and the one movie I had to watch, I was told I will not truly understand it unless I watch it at least 3 times.
Which movie is this?
Primer.
Is that Murphy's pick?
That was Murphy's pick.
Oh, Lord, of course.
I've watched it twice. I still don't get it.
I have until Friday to watch it. Okay.
Right. Well, guys, check all those great shows out. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. And thanks for being with us for the pressure cooker competition.
The pressure cooker competition.
I love with the layers.
This stuff is so thick and so goopy. I can't raise my body up. I can't get my arms up. And I feel like I'm dead weight in the sludge. I'm exhausted. Now I got